set.
Ow! Peace and blessings of the Most High, the balance, omniverses, multiverses, triverses, dual verses, and universes be upon you all, an earshot and eye shot of the God. It's your friendly neighborhood, Pharaoh Rise, Shepsi Dwamu Tefah Moon, and welcome to another episode of Revision Radio, where we seek, analyze, and break down right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding, right thinking, right reasoning, and right action from the third eye point of view. Rahul Batmuisa, peace and blessings be upon you. Hatep. Assalamu alaikum with magic. How the family doing? Oh, we about to jump into this. You already know. Hit that like button, beloved. Hit it. So, yo, we're going to set it off with the chant. It's already 9/11. That means Bay Day. So let's get it in. Everybody that's here, everybody that will join, everybody that was waiting, you know. You could go get it someplace else. But it ain't nothing like it for me. I know you're going to dig this. Yeah. All right, yeah. Yeah, man, I hope everybody been all right. I started seeing some snow falling out there. You know, y'all make sure y'all be safe, man, you know. Let me see. Let me share the screen. Bang, 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 bang. Yo, y'all seen, what's that joint that the God got mama? The cartoon Saturday joint that
Sugar and Toys?
Sugar and Toys. Y'all seen Sugar and Toys? The God, he got the clues. When Blue's Clues is Crip, he been Crip cuz. Terrible. Crip cuz. Oh, man. All right. Got my beautiful wife here to add on, you know, whenever she's ready to kick in, you know, she. Yes, I think we appreciate just from being here, occupying space and time. We appreciate you. All right, guys. Okay. Shook shot me. Boom, 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 boom. Deep breath. Anu natia kale jawef paut. Paa Taraq. Let me make it a little bigger for people who need eyes like me. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The second is going to really kick it. The third is really on. Now they just gravy on the fourth. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go, y'all. Anuki jawef pa ashokim pa paut. Wu kale ashok kawun jawef neya. Anuki kasamunim pa paut. Wu pa paut kawun kasamunim neya. Anuki wahu ame pa paut. Wu pa paut kawun wahu ame neya. Nakuk kador naju ame kasamunim pa paut. Wu habub ame mushkasun. Nakuk kador kawan kale pafef nakuk dayo jawef pa paut. Ame wase ame dayorni kawun lake bakue jawef pa paut. Anuki abebi nafashni pa paut kawun anuki. Pa paut kador nakuk kador. Pa paut amul nakuk amul. Lahehum menenum. Am tumate korehum. Am tumate korekum. Am tumate korenum. Am tumate jawef neya. Am tumate neya wuanukihum. Yaye ashukraye. Asmo jayenum. Yaye nataru afuknum. Anunate mukradukum. Yaye nataru afuknum. Afuknum. Yaye natarunum. Anum. Atum. Amun. Ya Yehu, Ya Yehu, Ya Ye Natharu. Ya Yesaye, Ya Yesaye, Ya Ye Natharu. Ya Yehika, Ya Yehika, Ya Ye Natharu. Amkumate Pa Mufaku. Ya Yehu, Ya Yehu, Ya Ye Natharu. Amkumate Pa Mufaku. Uanunate Mukradukum. Uem kumate muisanun. Ya Yehu, Ya Yehu, Ya Ye Natharu. Aro muklas nuna tumraye. Ya Yehu, Ya Yehu, Ya Ye Natharu. Ya Ye mugdamu afuznun. Am kumane ya ke la duda muslafunun. Wu muisarunun. Mane ya ke sawura paba. Mane ya ke kauna kau. Mane ya ke ate akak. Mane ya ke kauna bashawu damam. Ya ye nataru mufdamunun. Aro mufdanun. Anhu kawun manza mane pa nataru. Aro anhu. Anhu kawun baba yananan. Aro anhu. Anhu kawun atumraye. Aro anhu. Anhu kawun haror. Ya ye nataru muslafunun. Afuznun mane pa majwadu. Afuznun mane gahalan. Ya ye nataru afuznun. Mane sayor gayora. Afuznun afuznia. Afuznun afuznia. Ya ye nataru nun. Nakuk talub tamui bipa nataru. Mane pa la in la witananu. Kalera na matni ate la e pa nataru. Wu kale namazorani ate la e kayariatun la e pa nataru. Banan misfakau. Don't come here stopping my flow. Don't come here stopping the flow.
Okay.
Okay.
Can we get on the right key?
Don't come here stopping the flow.
Okay.
Banan misfakau. Pasawabu Paa Taraq. Zika wuna nazula la heyam kun. Mane maspad bu masa. Ame hadianun udamaun. Mane muslafukun. Unataru. Arjula ye nafashukun. Afuksane kawun kun. Pasawabu Paa Taraq. Bahadian wupadamau. Anung tawam kun. Lehe panan damal wushafe. Anung tawam kun. Lehe tim. Na soy nun. Anung tawam kun. Lehe ashukuma. Am kumate muslafunun. Anunate mukradukum. Anun talum nasarkuma. Anun talum nasarkuma. And solun kain toru. And solum mustafunun. Anunate musbatu. Anun. Atum. Atum. Amun. Anun natir kaleja with paut, nataru nun, yaye muftaru, yaye nataru. Let me know when you're ready. You want to repeat or you want me to repeat?
I'll repeat.
Yaye atumra ye yaye natar.
Yaye atumra ye yaye natar.
Yaye nun yaye natar.
Yaye nun yaye natar.
Yaye nun tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye nun tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye ha yaye natar.
Yaye ha yaye hinatar.
Yaye ha tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye ha tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye kak yaye natar.
Yaye kak yaye hinatar.
Yaye kak tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye kak tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye amun yaye natar.
Yaye amun yaye hinatar.
Yaye amun tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye amun tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye atum yaye natar.
Yaye atum yaye hinatar.
Yaye shashash yaye natar.
Yaye shashash yaye hinatar.
Yaye tafaf natat yaye natar tat.
Yaye tafaf natat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye sabab yaye natar.
Yaye sabab yaye hinatar.
Yaye natat yaye natar tat.
Yaye natat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye orash tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye arash tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye asar yaye natar.
Yaye asa yaye hinatar.
Yaye nabab tat hatat yaye natar tat.
Yaye nabab tat hatat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye satak yaye natar.
Yaye satak yaye hinatar.
Yaye hara yaye natar.
Yaye hara yaye hinatar.
Yaye haptwi yaye natar.
Yaye hatwi yaye hinatar.
Yaye anaktat yaye natar tat.
Yaye anaktat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye aha haratwi yaye natar.
Yaye aha haratwi yaye hinatar.
Yaye nafartum yaye natar.
Yaye nafartum yaye hinatar.
Yaye mantu yaye natar.
Yaye mantu yaye hinatar.
Yaye bapti yaye natar.
Yaye bapti yaye hinatar.
Yaye sakam tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye sakam tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye hatat harar tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye hatat harar tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye ba'a ibis yaye natar.
Yaye ba'a ibis yaye hinatar.
Yaye pata yaye natar.
Yaye pata yaye hinatar.
Yaye basas tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye basas tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye imhatap yaye natar.
Yaye emhatap yaye hinatar.
Yaye hu yaye natar.
Yaye hu yaye hinatar.
Yaye matat yaye natar tat.
Yaye matat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye mahat yaye natar tat.
Yaye mahat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye kafafra yaye natar.
Yaye kafafra yaye hinatar.
Yaye maskanant yaye natar tat.
Yaye maskanant yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye raye tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye raye tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye kantamantiu yaye natar.
Yaye kantimantiu yaye hinatar.
Yaye hika'a yaye natar tat.
Yaye hika'a yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye natat tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye natar tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye ma'at yaye natar tat.
Yaye ma'at yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye ranan tat yaye natar tat.
Yaye ranan tat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye shayi yaye natar tat.
Yaye shayi yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye sashat yaye natar tat.
Yaye shishat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye maftat yaye natar tat.
Yaye maftat yaye hinatar tat.
Yaye sabak yaye natar.
Yaye sabak yaye hinatar.
Yaye anap yaye natar.
Yaye anap yaye hinatar.
Yaye khanum yaye natar.
Yaye chanum yaye hinatar.
Yaye khanash yaye natar.
Yaye chanas yaye hinatar.
Yaye patanun yaye natar.
Yaye patanun yaye hinatar.
Yaye saye yaye natar.
Yaye saye yaye nathar.
Yaye haktat yaye nathartat.
Yaye hatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye amas yaye nathar.
Yaye amas yaye nathar.
Yaye sarap twi yaye nathar.
Yaye saratwi yaye nathar.
Yaye atun raye yaye nathartat.
Yaye atumraye yaye nathartat.
Yaye jahutwi yaye nathar.
Yaye jahutwi yaye nathar.
Yaye patawarat yaye nathartat.
Yaye patawarat yaye nathartat.
Yaye sakatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye sakatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye ha yaye nathar.
Yaye ha yaye nathar.
Yaye nahebka yaye nathar.
Yaye nahapka yaye nathar.
Yaye sakar yaye nathar.
Yaye sakar yaye nathar.
Yaye ba'a yaye nathar.
Yaye ba'a yaye nathar.
Yaye akar yaye nathar.
Yaye akar yaye nathar.
Yaye imharatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye emharatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye wapawatat yaye nathar.
Yaye wapawatat yaye nathar.
Yaye sokat hataptat yaye nathartat.
Yaye sakat hataptat yaye nathartat.
Yaye maritat sakartat yaye nathartat.
Yaye meditat sakartat yaye nathartat.
Yaye sayetat yaye nathartat.
Yaye sayetat yaye nathartat.
Yaye goratat yaye nathartat.
Yaye garatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye asatanu yaye nathar.
Yaye asantanu yaye nathar.
Yaye bahatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye bahatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye kanamtat yaye nathartat.
Yaye kanamtat yaye nathartat.
Yaye manaktat yaye nathartat.
Yaye manaktat yaye nathartat.
Yaye kamam yaye nathar.
Yaye kamam yaye nathar.
Yaye mahatwi yaye nathar.
Yaye mahatwi yaye nathar.
Yaye kabasananafaf yaye nathar.
Yaye kabasanana faf yaye nathar.
Yaye da'amatarafaf yaye nathar.
Yaye the amatara faf yaye nathar.
Yaye maritat yaye nathartat.
Yaye maritat yaye nathartat.
Yaye nasat yaye nathar.
Yaye nasat yaye nathar.
Yaye imjadatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye amjadatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye nakakbatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye nagakbatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye sakatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye sakatat yaye nathartat.
Yaye anaktat yaye nathartat.
Yaye anaktat yaye nathartat.
Yaye jadad yaye nathar.
Yaye jadad yaye nathar.
Yaye tum yaye nathar.
Yaye tum yaye nathar.
Yaye wahu yaye nathar.
Yaye wahu yaye nathar.
Yaye yasas yaye nathar.
Yaye yasas yaye nathar.
Yaye anak yaye nathar.
Yaye anak yaye nathar.
Yaye afaf nuid yaye nathar.
Yaye afaf nuid yaye nathar.
Yaye satat yaye nathartat.
Yaye satat yaye nathartat.
Yaye sakatwi yaye nathar.
Yaye sakatwi yaye nathar.
Yaye immaad yaye nathar.
Yaye emmaad yaye nathar.
Yaye nana yaye nathar.
Yaye nana yaye nathar.
Yaye imnuid yaye nathar.
Yaye amnuid yaye nathar.
Yaye imsataktwi yaye nathar.
Yaye amsatatwi yaye nathar.
Yaye mugdaltat yaye nathartat.
Yaye mugaltat yaye nathartat.
Yaye rahashafaf yaye nathar.
Yaye rahashafaf yaye nathar.
Yaye morartwi yaye nathar.
Yaye maratwi yaye nathar.
Yaye amunreye yaye nathar.
Yaye amun raye yaye nathar.
Hu anunate kaleja wef paut. Come on now. Well, we thank you, Mama, for joining us and sharing the energy and whatnot. And it's good for all of the universal beings that are incarnating in this day and time. It's excellent. You got the other thing? Yeah. Okay. Be Paranan Empire Babasar. Woo. Pa Badal Matad Arashtad. Woo. Pa Tawuba Sanan Harar. Amun. Yeah. I know. Yeah, route back. Whoa, mama.
Thank you. Good catch.
How about stop trying to sabotage my stuff over here? That's what you said. That's you got to get that out your system. That's the Mukasu stuff. Yeah, but that's Mukasu stuff. Get it out your system. You got to stop it. About to break my whole setup over here talking about stop yelling at her. Really? Is that the focal point? Route back, Muisar. What's happening with the family? Yeah, let me go through the who on deck. Of course, ninth power on deck. Hit that like button. This is protected by the red, the black, and the green with a key. Okay, Javon Lewis, peace. Route back Ronald Newton, of course. Route back Gail Jackson. Route back Jerome McCann. Route back. Atun Hotep Ray. Don't stop the flow. You heard we be serious about that. We be ready to pop a bear. Don't stop. Hey, what are you doing? She said, pitch, tone, rhythm. Don't stop the flow. We'll do it on a remix, sister. We fix it on a P. Diddy mix, okay? Right back, Seafood. Taki. Brother Baúz, what's happening? You already know. Right back, Muisa. Great vibrations. That's right. Oh, man, I'm an old school cable guy, baby. Cable guy was with Jim Carrey. Like he was raised by the TV. Yeah, so I had a lot of times on that TV, man. So like I got like mad phrases and stuff that be happening. I triggered to like commercials and stuff. All of the broadcasting and psychological propaganda they was dumping in our brains from when we was babies. But I peep it, I see it come. I'll be like, oh, that's what they was trying to do with that. Oh, that's what they was trying to hit us with that. You know what I'm saying? So we got, we take all the negatives and we turn them into positives. That's how we do it. That's the Sabian way. Yeah. How y'all been, man? How y'all day been? Chilling? How was your holidays? Well, when you a holy seed. You a holy incarnation. So every day you breathing a breath of life is a holy day. So just want you to keep that in mind. That's how we move it. That's our you dig? Water 9. Yeah, we chilling. That's a fact, bro. Chilling with the God. We on deck. Yeah, I had made the mistake of noticing how this hat was matching outline of this shirt. It's like, there you go. We got a winner. I'm gonna tell you, one of the hardest things to do is keep up with the outfits. So if anybody out there got any clothing designs that's what they do, t-shirts and hats, make sure you make contact with me at farrellrising@gmail.com, right? and y'all could, you know what I'm saying? Donate, send a package, and we will advertise your stuff. I'll be rocking it on here. Rocking it. I'm gonna put it up here again. Like, stop playing with it. Hear it up. You know what I mean? That's a fact. Yeah. So you donate, anybody got some clothing lines, some t-shirt designs, some hats. You know what I'm saying? Sunday trying to see, you got scarves. You got to throw it on. Give your advertisement, let you get your, you know what I mean? Talk to the people. Every little bit count. We here for the people, Yeah, the energy was phenomenal. We appreciate that. The wife came and she doesn't feel well. So Who said that's game? Who said that? Yeah, so but her coming through was official. We missed the energy, her voice, stuff. Y'all got to deal with me and my record and stuff. While I'm here, I wasn't supposed to be here tonight. See what I'm saying, Tops? But some things fell through. But tomorrow, I might not be here tomorrow for the 9 o'clock. So, what I'm look to do is get on earlier for the Paa Taraq reading, so we could get that in, because I gotta go handle some other stuff for the let me see. All right, so today we going on a fantastic voyage with the Paa Taraq. We doing Atlantis. Bang bang. Bang bang bidum bang bang. It's chapter of Atlantis. So mind you, this is our 25th reading. 26th reading. So this is our 27th, 26th chapter. Each Paa Taraq is a chapter in a scripture, Paa Mitzrak, while it's together. Right now, it's separated. Eventually, it'll be put together. So keep that in mind. We done read a chapter a day for 26 days. That's official, y'all. Applaud yourself. All right. And I was actually getting low with the Paa Taraq I had here. Even though it was 26, I got joints here to get us through. 26, 27, 28, 29. Yeah, like 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, like I said, I'm going to still keep going. The 30th day, I already told you what the 30th day one going to be. This is the 30th day one. So, yeah. We read now on the 30th. So that'll come up to like, what, New Year's Eve? You be careful. The steps and stuff is wet. So hold on to the banister going out there. Yeah, so I'm saying I have my whole other computer here ready to go with my files, because I can't access the files on this computer. For whatever reason, I can't access it and control it. So I was going to get my try to see if I could show y'all that this joint here. I was going to get the, I don't know, let me see how many joints I got. Do I have a number? 307. I got 307 books up in here ready to go. All the Bible interpretations, explanations, all the Noon projects, the nature of natures, all of the cracking the codes and the redemptions. I got all the Matrix books, all of the old scrolls from back in the days, all of the Sufi order, Sons of the Green Light, Ancient Mystic Order, Melchizedek, Ancient Egyptian Order. Put y'all on. Did I put y'all on to the cracker that get busy? He get busy as far as science. I'll talk about him another day when I break down one of his books. So yeah, I was gonna go through this and find some Paa Taraq that I don't have on deck right here, because I got a bunch of Paa Taraq in here also. Yeah, I got the gold book in here. Remember the first language? God first. Amanubi the Akbata, Fact of Fiction, Lost Record to Time, The Lost Tribe. Come on, man. I got the Washita, Return of the Ancient Ones from the Empress Verdiachi. Yeah, I got it in here. Paa Taraq, number 23. Which one is that? And see which one that is. Oh, that's the three loves. Okay. That's the three loves. Yeah, I got that in here. Yeah, what's 46 then? Yeah, so I'm just going through the Paa Taraq 46 is Paa Tahama, the accused. Yeah, so yeah, I got a bunch of Paa Taraqs that I don't have in the physical. I have them on the computer. Wunuwapu, Revise, Sufi Orders of the Green Light, 1 through 3, 1 through 5, 1 through 7, the Scene Order, Ancient Mystic Order Lessons, Study 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. What is Nuwapu, Garden of Eden, Sovereign Handbook. I'm just saying these think they ready. They think they ready, but they be talking crazy to me. I'll be like, y'all don't know what y'all messing with. I am above and beyond. Trust me, I'm telling you. Leviathan Part 2, the Sea Order, the Quran. Oh man, Black Book 2, How to Communicate with Your Ancestors, the Illuminati Papers. All right, so, but I'm not gonna have to do it because I got it here. I got it here. I got enough here. So we'll get to that though. There's so much, it's more content, y'all. This is the information. This is the information age, and we have been like, yeah. Nah, I'm gonna tell you. See, Ron Lou, you want to see? He trying to start some stuff. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I have not seen The Matrix yet. Let me tell you, The Matrix is it's a personal endeavor. It's like when white folks be saying it's like religion and politics. You don't talk about that. It's like, nah, man. I know they messed it up, son. I know there's some jewels in there. See, I'm okay with even if they mess up the franchise. I'm all right with it. I know they got some fire in there as far as jewels, and that's what you got to get out of it. But when the Rainbow Bright Wachowski, the one that switched up, that went over there, he want to be feminine now. That one, because remember he did that other movie with Halle Berry and Tom Hanks, and he basically made it a damn love story that crossed generations because the nigga's emotional, so he's looking for somebody to fall in love with her, buying to get his panties in a bunch. So yeah, man. So I've just been hearing, I've been looking at the tracks. I'm like, but I'm still listening. I didn't see it. Because I'm gonna tell you, like we've been having bad reviews for Doom, the new Doom. I love the first Doom. My wife, she loved the second version of the Doom. And this here is a tiebreaker, right? And we started looking at, we seen this first part they put out, and we don't think they're gonna be able to get the second part out. Because, it's action-packed. No, excuse me. It's not action-packed, but all of the stars, the star pack, star-studded, they damn near killed all of them off in the first round. Listen, I done seen all kinds of pro and cons as far as how did you like it? Let's just say that. How did you like this new Matrix? Ronald Newton. Mixed feelings. Two of them, man. Yeah, got all those books on PDF, God. And more. I got like 300. That's on this computer. I got a whole nother stash on this computer here. That was on the other laptop. That my laptop. This is my wife's laptop, and I got a whole nother 200-300 PDFs on my wife's laptop because my laptop wasn't working at one point, so I was just putting them all on hers. I got a whole nother 200-300 that I don't have on mine. Yeah. Listen, I'm a super highway. We are the information super highway. When I tell you that, Baba raised supercomputers, bro. We have a problem. We will find anything. I'm telling you. Mixed feelings was the original. Roll back, Marshmallow. What's happening? Yeah, I could dig it. All right, man. You know, they definitely gave Neo, they gave Keanu all that money to push his face all over the damn place. Tell you that much. All right, y'all. A daily word from Maku, Chief Thunderbird Black Eagle, right? He says what? For December 27th, he says, short steps are safer than big leaps. First thing that comes to mind is Ade Loye. We know it's Emperor Khufu. He said, I was walking small with a big stick. You know, little steps, big job. Got it done, crossed all the T's, dotted all the I's, completed the mission of His Excellency. So, what a blessing we are. That's the great dreadful day of the Lord we in, y'all. But yeah, short steps are safer than big leaps. I understand. Y'all get it? I mean, that's like, you know, going down the steps, skipping steps, skipping one step, skipping two steps, skipping three steps, jumping down a flight of steps. You know, if you miss or you a little off on the step that you land on with one step or two steps, it's not going to hurt you as much. It's not going to cost you as much. But if you jumping down that whole flight or you jumping 5-6 steps at a time and you catch that one slip on that, man, it's over, beloved. I've been there. I said, I was like, they called me Mr. Glass. I've been there. Running down the steps, playing tag on the steps, and then caught that wrong. Sound like your soundtrack as you falling down the steps. Where the cymbals at? Yeah. Y'all remember that doing that? Yeah, God, I know you got mad scientists. Bakari been running around. Me and Bakari was running around since high school. Hard, right? Reading and all that. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what it sounds like. I'm gonna tell you what it sounds like from the overview for the most part. That they turned it into a love story about them rehatching and just more about Neo and Trinity. And that's what happened with that other joint where Halle Berry and Tom Hanks. They all that science fiction, all that futuristic stuff, all that, but it was really just an overdrawn love story that they hid all the other stuff. They hid the love story behind all the other stuff. And that's what it sounded like they reduced this Matrix to. I mean, you know, we knew Lawrence Fishburne was going to be in it because he been eating high up on the hog playing the grandfather on Blackish for too long. Knew he wasn't trying to get out of that. And even when Keanu dragged him over there to the John Wick, he kept him in his big body. He didn't require him to work out of none of that. He needed him to stay in his grandfather, his George Foreman body. So all that, you know, so the brother that's on the joint, I love that, man, that he's getting a lot of these roles. Yeah. Yeah, we got books, God. Baba told us eventually we're going to be the richest people on the planet. Baba did not lie. I know this for a fact, God. Papa did not lie. We are definitely going to be the richest people on the planet. And have access to the most information, too. So. All right, what's the second one? Yeah, it's George Foreman body. All right. I know you ain't heard from me first. But being that you brought up George Foreman, because you brought him up, Ronald Newton, being that you brought up George Foreman, right? What's this thing name from oh man, what's the nigga name from Harlem that be rapping? I got some niggas that look like each other. I'm always talking about, but I want y'all to tell me I'm telling the truth. Is George true or false? Is Jadakiss the lost son of George Foreman? Yes or no? Go ahead, take it from the top. Tell the truth. Yes or no? Is Jadakiss from the Locks the lost son of George Foreman? Don't let him standing around with all the rest of the Foreman boys, all the rest of the Georges. Is Jadakiss' real name George? His name is, I bet you he got a nickname, a G in there somewhere. True or false? Is it true or false, God? Come on now. What's this other dude looking like? Every time I see this nigga, I be like, oh, that's son, such and such son. What's the Harlem brother that be rapping? The nigga Vado? Is Vado Grand Poobah's from Brand Nubian's son, yes or no? Somebody tell me. Am I bugging? Or what goes around comes back around again. Alamo, is you with me? What goes around? Yo, I'm just asking questions. I'm not trying. Step Boogie, is you with me? George was not playing no games. That's why he had to create a whole grill system to feed all them boys with his same name. And he was like, I'm going to live forever. I don't care what y'all niggas think this is. Y'all here for me. Perpetual. Right back when we start. What's going on, God? Just saying, man. These are just things I be seeing. I be like, these niggas trying to slip in. They trying to slip in one. Nigga, that's George Foreman's son. I'm trying to tell you, bro. That's deep. George got around. Jadakiss is George Foreman's son. You heard it here first. Let it spread, beloved. Let it spread. Let it fly. Let it fly. Jadakiss is George Foreman's son. Yeah. Yep. You can't tell me nothing about that. Oh, man. That's allegedly. Just got to take care and cross the teeth out the eyes. Allegedly. That's what I heard. They was talking about that over there at the program I was in. All right. So in the calendar of Revolutionary Daily Thoughts, Drusilla Houston says for December 27th, uniformed men make unsafe leaders. Warrior scholars never, ever commit treason against our ancestors. Never, ever abandon our children to others' chaos. Never, ever give up your power to our enemies. Never, ever compromise truth. Never, ever be without a liberating vision of tradition. Warrior scholars, always be true to the spirit of our ancestors. Always be African. I affirm. I study us and our enemies. I agree. I like the mantra. It's something that I might say like every day right here. I like that. I get just the drop of the uniformed men make unsafe leaders. I agree with that. What's the word? There's a word that describes them. I got it in my book. And the word it starts with M. I know that the College West Power. And is dealing with people that don't think. I know the master in one of the books, the master explained uniforms as programs. He said this is this simulated system, right? This simulated program that we call our society and the reality, quote unquote, is full of microchips or disk or program concepts. Like political system is a program that they download into our subconscious as children. The education system is a program. The religious system is the program. The diets are programs. The television programs. So these are different programs. Another part of the program in the programs will be the uniform. And when even in their religious system, they teach you that like thou shalt not kill. It's a sin. But then if you put on a uniform for one of their organizations or one of their companies, and they say, don't worry about it. We say it's okay for you to kill. Now you turn off your consciousness. You turn off your soul. You turn off what's right, and you fall in line with the program. Uniforms are a program. And that's why I spoke of not too long ago, the experiments at the University of California, the experiments of when they took, it's several different places you can find it. When they took several people, volunteers, some were students, stuff like that, and they locked them in a certain section inside of the university. And one of them, they wasn't even a university, it was like in a warehouse from a private company. And they locked them in there for like a certain amount of time. And they split the group. Half the group was COs, half the group became inmates. Just from the mere fact that one group had the uniforms and the power to subdue and control the other group, they literally lost their minds. Literally, they lost their minds to the point where some niggas got killed because the uniform took control of the conscious mind. The uniforms are a specific program, and they know that. And that's why it's sad, but it's true. You look up soldiers, veterans, soldiers that come back from the war, and look up police officers, the uniforms, man. The police have the worst family structures in the goddamn planet. No matter what country you go to, their family structures are horrible. They drinking, they drugging, and they dealing with whole houses because they can't maintain a family. They don't understand why, but they're possessed and obsessed with the power and the goddamn uniforms. And then they go out there and they kill people, and them demons be haunting them 24/7. Taking those lives. You take somebody's life, that spirit, them entities don't go nowhere, nigga. They rolling with you. I don't care what country you took it in. And the master teacher explained years ago how the Native Americans, what we did was we established rituals for our warriors to heal, literally so that they can heal that dynamic with the spirit of the being whose life they took. And then they'll be able to get rid of them. Then those spirits will be able to go on into the next phase. But these niggas ain't got that. They tried to give it to these Mukasa, but they don't listen. It's like you can't even give them nothing, even for their own benefit. They just that their nature is unnatural. And so they suffer from that. So they drown their stuff in alcohol. Yeah. So just so we know. All right, let's get into this Paa Taraq. Paa Taraq today is gonna be a doozy. One of my best. It's a lot of information. It's not a small one. There's some Paa Taraq that's like 3 pages. I can't find none of them apparently. Damn. This joint here got 24 pages. This is heavy. It's all right. It's a blessing. Ya ye nataru. The more things change, the more things stay the same. Hold up. Oh, I feel inspired. Yeah. Yeah. Wait till that. I'm about to drop. I got to do the video to this joint, and I'm banging everybody in the head. I'm coming hard like the non-ether teacher, speaker with Nubian follicles, lyrically bombing you with tomical, the war you comical rappers who think you stomping through, breaking down your modules, double serpents, raising levels, changing up the molecules. I had to get on some. You put a hit on me. And now it's wartime, baby. Switch to DEFCON 3. See rhymes and nukes blowing Duke straight out of his Zeus suit. Ghetto pass revoked, cause you stopped wearing your boots. With or without my troops, take it back to the roots. Aftermath of paragraphs, I make that ass wanna shoot. I turn the east into the wild, wild west. No vest, bullets melted by my aura before touching my chest. F the rest, best of the best. Pharaoh the blessed, mice caressed by subjects that express my stress. Put the slackers to the test with monumental gifts. Divide up the rap world like the continental drift. Pick a... Chill, beloved. You gotta stop. Chill. Sometimes, like, you know how people got Tourette's? I got like hip hop Tourette's. I got yeah. So I like every periodically I could just pop up with a verse that just come from nowhere. So apologize. Yeah, I got like hip hop Tourette's. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Al. Going on. We're about to start this on Paa Taraq Atlantis. You know what I mean? I be just turning the channel, hip hop Tourette's, like elemental assaults, catapulting above pulp, fiction, self-inflicted phonies at the speed of thought. Careers cut short because of fallacies and faults. Caught with the gins, committing sins for a sport. My team eyes are keen, seeing the unseen. Common creeds, multitude of minds with one thing: to be supreme. Outshine foes and fiends. Auras are green, being Elo without the heme. My syndicate. We different from the innocent, doing malice to instrument, indigenous to ripping it. We splitting chips like gene spliced on a hidden ship, spitting scripts. Irene nice, flip the immigrants who act bionic, the characters out of a comic. This industry been chaotic since Dre and the Chronic. My ultrasonic voice patterns and now atomic. My words are bubonic spray. We spread it in New Wabic. Chill. Stop, nigga. I got to relax. Excuse me. Get some water. All right, we about to read this. We about to read this Atlantis joint. We going in. Though. Atlantis is excellent. Yeah, Sabian spit syndrome. I got that. Yep, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's Sabian spit syndrome. Please, if you see somebody with this syndrome, you just show them some love. Look at Mama said. Look at Mama. Stop. I'm letting them know. Now we about to drop. Watch, we about to drop some joints. But yo, we drop. They gonna come out as NFTs, God. We dropping them. They gonna come out as NFTs. Y'all get ready. We got some heat for y'all. Yeah, we on it. You know, we gotta do the God thing. All right. Paa Taraq Atlantis. Likum, my Maria Karadu, beloved children. For you all, my beloved children, loves of my life, jewels of my Ayantwi eyes. There was much said about Ma'atal, well, Atlantis, the site of vacations. It was told in the far off lands that that there was a time when Sabatat, Wu, Sa'ahat, Sirius, and Orion were not apart from the planet Earth in the heavens. So there was a time when Sirius and Orion was closer. They wasn't separate. It was known that Sabatat star constellation was ruled by the Nasatatu, or the female rulers, and it was known that Sa'ahat, Orion star constellation, was ruled by the Nasatu, male rulers. So the Sirius star constellation was ruled by the goddesses, and the Orion star constellation was ruled by the gods. Both were Natharu, agreeable, overseers, benevolent, respecting each other. So the two were joined. Oh, you know why I'm doing. Glow in the dark time, baby. It's glow in the dark time. You already know how I give it up. Yeah. And it was recorded that these Natharu incarnated from the first of these four worlds 24,000 years ago and walked Paa Taraq, the earth round, as Mufaz, or guardians. While others who came to the planet Earth, Paa Taraq, for other reasons of their choice. Many were disagreeable and dwelt in caves and hillsides on the outside of the Majnan garden, where they used Homo erectus as laborers as they mined for gold. Who we talking about? Come on now, we'll fly through the schools. You know what we talking about. Paa Natharu encompasses all that is and cannot be contained in the caves. They were ruled by Paa Nathar Nasat, by Ibis, best of the little ones, sons and daughters of Paa Kamanu of the seas, and brother of Ptah. This whole thing gonna be glowing in the dark by the end of this. You keep acting like this, Bob. Paa Nathar Nasat, by Ibis Best, the protector, became consort to Anat Imhab, and she gave birth to Hadhar. Paa Nathar Nasat, by Ibis Best, the protector, was the first consort to Sakamtat, and she gave birth to Nefartum. Ptah later became the consort of Sakamtat, so both Best and Ptah had offsprings with Sakamtat. Together they birthed sons and daughters. The sons were first Amun, then Sakar, then Hap, then Sabak, then Imhotep, and then Jehutwi. So those are the sons of Ptah and Sakamtat. Amun, Sakar, Hap, Sabak, Imhotep, and Jehutwi. Those were the sons born on Sabatat Wu Ptah Nun to Ptah Wu Sakamtat in times past. So those were the sons born in Sabatat and the earth in times past. Each of their sons were guardians over the creatures of Ptah Nun, of earth. Amun, guardian over the bovine. Sakar, guardian over the foulings. Hap, guardian over the mammalines, or the mammals. Sabak, guardian over the reptilians. Imhotep, guardian over the humanoids. And Jehutwi, guardian over the simians. To each his own. So each one of them were guardians over the animal that correlated with their own nature. Amun, the bovine. Sakar, the foulings. Hap, the mammals. Sabak, the reptilians. Imhotep, the humanoids. And Jehutwi, the simians. In a record of Mesopotamia, it was recorded on stones and scrolls that the offspring of the Elohim were males and females of both Karabu, Karabim, Cherubim, and Sarabu, Seraphim, who came from the skies, and also were known as Moloch and Malek. In the scrolls of the Habar, the Hebrews, it was recorded to put the blame on the female for what the Pakarabu who raped them did. Niggas always jumping off, giving on the female. I'll be trying not to. I do my best. I'll be like, nah, I'm going to take it. I take what I can take. But sometimes them niggas crazy and they be doing some stuff. Women that changed the course of history. Go back and read the books. Women that change the course of history. Sometimes, sister, derail the whole planet. Okay? They have all the power in their hands. Not talking about the Adam and Eve story and all that, because that had nothing to do with it. If you read that story, clear as day, that sister did not even know anything. And the God that she was talking to, he knew she ain't know. She was just repeating what Adam said. So he's like, the fact that you talking to me, it's already done, sister, okay? Because you ain't supposed to be talking to no nigga out there in the street. You don't know me. Come here, girl. Let me talk to you. Let me put you on the sign. I'm going to put you on the sign. Come and talk to you. Hit it with the poppy seeds. Got a little high. Hit it with the Bill Cosby. Then they sat there and looked at they Netflix and chilled. And that's what the garden story talking about. And for their wicked offspring of giants did in the earth. It was told that the female made Paa Taraq angry, and Nasat Ptah took himself back to the skies, removing the rights to the Orion star system and the Sirius star constellation from humanoids because of his disgust for what the Sayed Tatu, the women, did. It is also told that he, the male, offended Nasat by imitating Paa Taraq. So they said that Ptah left because he was tight with the female, and Bess was tight because of the men. So these niggas trying to act like us. Bozo ass niggas, you ain't us. Yeah, we gonna do that. I ain't gonna come out here with all this fly shit, and we supposed to act like we don't see the fly shit. You know what I'm saying? Not the new hotness. We ain't supposed to be like. Anyway, yet these are all lies made up by the ruler of the Karabu. So this was a lie by Paa Taraq, the anointed cherub, who is called by many names and titles. So the anointed cherub made up these lies about Ptah and Bess and why they wasn't around. This became the lies of their beginnings. Thus was the right knowledge, the right wisdom, or the right understanding, sound right reasoning, for the sacred records reveal the truth as Pa Hakak Tal Hakak At, actual facts from Paa Taraq. And all that happened was not told in Sadak, truth. It was nothing more than Khazab At, lies of the Mugzabu, the liars. And many lie, and many live by these lies from the beginning of Rabin to Pal, the fourth world. That's what we just came out of. To the last 6,000 years being under the spell. Rakesh Alel Nawam, the spell of sleep. Or Tajal, ignorance. I get these words. Tajal, Tajhal, Tajhal, ignorance. To believe in whatever is passed on to them, to have faith and be hypnotized by the liars. It was the talk in the far lands. It is wrong knowledge of the outer place, people and their deities, Mudwa'u, evil ones. Mortal men talked of the Sipat of the Anu, Heliopolis, from whence they came. Now from Anu, towards the south, came great mortals, for the great land of Reye Masas, Reimos, Remeses, and all felt them return. Out of the encircling Nile rivers, over at the lands, they lay Napata and Meroe. There were mighty mortals, Sabatu, Enneads, Kamanu, Agdoads, Tananu, reptilians in those days and of their land. The old tablets and scrolls speak of these times. Their dwelling places were set in the swamplands from whence no mountains rose, in the land of many waters, before the separation of the landmass by the waters. This is before everything separated. This is Ganawa, before Pangea separated. And those of us that was on this side got here when it separated because we didn't move. We got people left on the continent, Afafreka. You have people in Yarapu. You had people over there with the Mungala in Asia. You had people over here in what's called the Americas now, and South and North. We were here on all sides when the land shifted and the waters forced the land to break apart. Okay? Matter of fact, let me let the God do his work. When the four great lands of now were one land, no Red Sea existed. No Persian Gulf existed. No Atlantic Ocean existed. They were all one land called Ganawa or Ganao. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. I tell you, I be just coming off the cuff. I be in this. I just been traveling, take y'all with me every day to let you know where this is where all this stuff be coming. This is where it be coming from. Then came the ice and waters and beneath the land that separated them, and it became lands of many waters. So all it was one land mass before. So when people say, we from Africa. Oh, we not from Africa. We from here. We was born here. No, nigga, we not from here. We from Asia. We original Batman. We all that. All that was one, and we was all on every part of it. And when the land shifted and got to where it's at, nigga, we was there already. So you got to make, we are the first world people. Where you from? Earth. Earth. In the physical, Earth. That's where I'm from. I came before that, panspermia. You know, the genetic makeup of my people came on a meteorite from our home planet down here, seeded the water, started the chain reaction. And the Ptah Ethiopian Cushites, or the Sands people, or the Bushmen, they walked up out of the waters. They got thrown out of the waters by hurricanes and typhoons and tsunamis and all that. And they stayed on the land. Some of them went back. The whales they got it in for the water because these niggas got legs, they got hips and all that. And they decided to go back in the water, and they can't breathe underwater. They just swim all day long and float and just stay in the water. But they got lungs. Whales is crazy, right? They can't breathe underwater. That's like, damn. They was like, I don't care if y'all don't give me. They like, I don't care if we can't breathe underwater. We staying in the water. What's up? They put on a hell of a protest, man. I think whales should deserve to graduate and get gills transported, you know what I'm saying? Take the lungs away, get gills, or be able to exist in both. Because they did a bid in that water. Yeah. Sheesh. Slow flowing to the north from the south on into the Mediterranean Sea. That was when after the ice and water came, and beneath the land, it separated them. Let me check on y'all. What y'all doing? That's a fact. Yeah, don't act up. Don't come here with that. The youngin' over here come here talking that stuff. Oh man. Slow flowing to the north from the south on into the Mediterranean Sea. And shallow speed this up. I'm about to speed this up, y'all. In the shallow lakelands among the mud out beyond the great plain of reeds, out at the place of many flowers bedecking plant and tree, in the land of Hukutat, frogs, the land of frogs. Come on now. Where trees grew beards and were very tall, and many had branches like ropes which bound them together, for the ground would not support them. There were furushat, butterflies the size of birds, and rutulat, spiders as large as the outstretched arms of men. He's talking about this land of Atlantis. There was much gold to be found there. The nuhulat, the bees, made the richest asal, honey. The tuyorat, the birds of the air, and the sumukat, fish of the waters, had the hues ever so nefartable. Beautiful. Which dazzled the eyes. They lured mortals to this land. Even the Hushurat, insects fed on the flesh of mortals. What is that? Starship Troopers? That's why, yo. So in Atlantis, the butterflies, the insects were giants, right? And originally in this land, the land. You know how we be thinking about Australia? You be like, you don't want to go to Australia because down under they got the craziest types of animals. Yeah, that side was over here in the Americas. Because this is Atlantis. Y'all do know that, right? Y'all know that? Oh, beloved, yeah. Hold up. I love this bill. So, when the Olmecs, what they call it Utla for North America, Atlan for Utland for both North and South, Atlan. Once the Greeks got it, because the two, the Atlan, it was Utla singular, Atlan dual. And once the Greeks got it, they threw the tis to it. Atlantis. This is Atlantis, right? The capital Atlantis, check it. The capital of Atlantis is what they call today the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is the capital of Atlantis. Boom, 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 boom. I was just listening to the bill, the God, Father Babianu, he was building on the same thing about the continental drift when everything went apart. He said, so you got two triangles that have the same influxes, right? One, they call the Bermuda Triangle. You can't come around there because it messes up all of the things. Ships get lost, planes get snatched up. That's because the pyramid that's underwater that has the crystal that was the capital of our city of Atlantis, right? It's still there. He said at one point, he said that the reptilians had took over the spot. They've been using it interdimensional travels, and they got bases down there and all that other stuff. Okay. The other one is called the Devil's Triangle. So you got the Bermuda Triangle that they name after Bermuda. They don't call it the Angel's Triangle. But then you got the Devil's Triangle that's over there by like China, right? So check it. When the land masses would kept like the land masses were together, he was to bring it together, and the Bermuda Triangle and the Devil's Triangle come together. One to be upright, the other one to be inverted. That'll give you your 6-pointed star. I gotta stop playing with me, right? And then when the land come together, right under that 6-pointed star will be the Fertile Crescent. Nigga, y'all play too much. Y'all play too much. That was just 6-pointed star crescent. So when we was talking all the Islam, New Islamic Hebrew, Holy Tabernacle Ministries, and started law community. We was talking all the talk. Talk about the prophets and the crescent of the seal. But what we was pushing to the world, for those that know, was this planet is ours. This is the sign that the planet made when it was in its fit form before it divided. That's what the God was. That's what that symbol meant to the rest of the world, to the power structure. Nigga, this is our planet. This is what we represent. The planet when it's in its whole form, and we taking it back. Y'all be cool. You ain't gonna see it coming because it's gonna come like a thief in the night. Here we go. Yep, I said it. 2 tears in the bucket. Let's take it there. So yeah, so my point was, I was getting to about with Atlantis, because of the trees, the beautiful, like America's beautiful, bro. Like North and South, think about North and South America. All of that is what we're talking about. They divided it and they gave South America to all the Latin speaking brothers and sisters. But North and South America is both America. Okay, they took this and divvied that up. I guess it was too many snakes and insects that they didn't want to deal with. But This is a beautiful landmass over here. And it was the place of vacationing for the Nathar and for the ancient Egyptians and the Africans. They used to come over here and build with their brothers and sisters, chill out and all that. Think about the cool temperatures and all that and relaxation that they can have over here. It's paradises over here. But back then, they was talking about how being that the insects was so huge, they used to eat the people. Think about it. I'm telling you, once I read this before, I say, yo, that's why we got beef with insects. Like, you ever seen a nigga around a water bug? It'd be like nigga seeing his art and nigga pull out the scrap and all that. Yo, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to I know my brother, he hate one. That nigga be terrified. Then him and his daughter, be talking about when he see the water bug in one of the rooms, and his daughter was there, and he was like, she was like, yeah, daddy, come on, come kill it. And he had the front like it was all good. Like, yeah, I got it, baby. And this nigga was like, yo, everything in my life, all I kept saying was, you can't punk out in front of your daughter. Yo, that enemy energy that we have around certain insects is because they used to kill us. They were big, like they used to be huge enough to kill us. That Starship Troopers, yeah, they was on it like that. They used to kill niggas. So don't feel no kind of way. Stomp a nigga here and there. You got to stomp just for the ancestors that they took out. So anyway, this land had become two lands. Hold up. Even the Hushurat, the insects fed on the flesh of mortals. There were Fuyulat, Fulani, that's how they say it in what is that? What's the Bantu in the Arabic? Swahili. They say Fulani. It means elephants. Fuyulat, that's how you say Fuyulat in Sabaic, elephants. There were Fuyulat, elephants in great numbers with mighty curved tusks and fur, great and brown. This land had become two lands, and to its south were many small islands. Between them was the choice upon the Tharu to construct the most perfect school of learning. So the waters were named site of vacationing. It was a welcoming place surrounded by waters on all sides. It became known as Atlan. The way to it was from between two great pillars to the east. It was invaded by evil homo canine beasts of the fields who came from the northeast. Niggas came from the northeast, was over there. Great pillars in the east came from the northeast. So Panatharu departed, and in one great shadow hour of destruction, the two lands, north and south, from where it was seen, fell into the waters of the deep and were lost. So Panatharu, after being invaded by Pamukaso, the Tamahu, and their beast-like self, they set it off. When the earth became born again by the sun's rays of light called the next day, and the lands were owned by Panagaru, the Negroes from the east land of Fafreika, which parted from it, and those who attempted to invade it, the Caucasoids, were driven to madness. All was gone. Mankind, the Homo canine, clothed themselves with skins of the beast and were eaters of flesh and drinkers of blood. They themselves were food for their own overseers, overlords, the Karabim, the Anakim, the Rephaim, and the Anunnaki of Nibiruki, the original center of Enlil's city in Shumir, called Nippur in Akkadian Mesopotamia. If they did not offer their overlords offerings of flesh and blood as rituals of sacrifices of their firstborn and daughters to them. So these Mukasu who were driven to madness were under the orders to donate and dedicate and sacrifice, as you see in Abraham, sacrifice, kill your son, right? To the Anunnaki. And if they didn't, they would be taken. Said, if they did not offer their overlords offerings of flesh and blood as rituals of sacrifices of their firstborn and daughters to them, they would be taken by night and never returned, for they became flesh and blood offerings for their overlords, the Anakim. Yeah, we got the Home Alone booby trap everywhere, nigga. This was their way of living. That's why I was saying the other day when they said Assalamu alaikum or Shalom, it doesn't mean peace. It means safe. This was their way of greeting. Be safe out there, because they lived amongst the Anakim, flesh-eating cannibals and carnivorous beings that looked at them as food and pets and sexual gratification. They have a weird psychological thing going on. Anyway, but yeah, so it was like, yo, be safe amongst them niggas. They don't hope they don't. I hope I see you tomorrow that they don't eat you. That was what that meant. Assalamu alaikum, shalom lakum. This was their way of living. They did not bury their dead, yet left their carcasses on which the hellhounds feasted. Okay, so from here on in, God is about to go in on the Mukasu. Y'all just sit tight. This is going to be a long beat down. Let him get up. Let him get up. Whap, 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 whap. Move, 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 move. Off the top rope. Are you kidding? He about to wash them. Let's go. The dead laid. Get over here. All that's about to go down. The dead laid about in their caves and hills. There was much disease, odor, and filth, until a creature was created to clean up the filth by breeding the rurus, or the rodent rat, the kutut, feline cat, kalub, canine dog, to breed the kozor, the hog. It was an eater of all things and anything. It was created to eat up the filth in the caves and the hillsides. Yet the homo canine began to hunt and carouse this disease as well. Much sickness and disease for Paa Taraq, the Caucasoids, and they invaded others, raped, killed, stole land, claimed it as theirs, and their overlords gave them a way to live. These became clans known as Celtics. Their Kabaltwi, 2 tribes, were those with the Safir Fur, that's the yellow fur, and Zarik Ayantwi, the blue eyes, and then you had those with the Hamir Fur, the red fur, and the Khadir Ayantwi, the green eyes. They were given Wiccan and Druid rights by their overlords. They gathered thee with what's called religion. This was an attempt to civilize them, and it failed. They were given scrolls of laws to follow. Some did and others refused. There was war, bloodshed, rape, killing, and much flesh eating as the heavens looked on and given them 6,000 years to roam free on the earth. So in Genesis 1:28, when God blessed them and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion over, this is them talking to the Mukasu. This is during the time of us going under the spell, and they're given dominion to the Mukasu to reign for 6,000 years. They were wild beasts and were eaten by wild beasts. The giants with clashing teeth used them for bara, food. Great hordes of rats and hogs roamed and devoured everything so that mortals died. The overlords were Makak Koradzor, brain eaters, and sent Merkmadu graze to hunt mortals and offer them as bara, food for the gadadu of the god, for the gods. The brain eaters are the Tananu, Patananu, the reptilians of the Draco system, star system called the Drago Man, Leviathan, Dragon, work with the overlords of the Kakashu, of the Caucasoids clans. They were the Kamau, those are the overlords, the Pleiadians. Of the constellation Taurus, called Luciferians, the Karabu children who became their Elohim gods, Malakim, angels, their Rabbim, overlords, and the Kohanim, teachers. In time, names changed, and one Lahaj language became many Lasanat, tongues. One language became many tongues. Anuna became Anak, to become Elohim, to become Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahwahim, to become Rabbiun, Adonim to Rabbim, who taught mortals, who became Nabim, and then Al Shaddai, on to Allah, from Eloha and from El, and on and on. The overlord's true nature was washed from the minds of mortals. The true nature of their gods, their deities, was washed from the minds of the mortals. They became gods, then God of Kafaf, God of fear, and Sadok, trust. Obey the God who is jealous, or you will end up in a burning hell's fire. That's because they was eating niggas. That's a barbecue. You would be eaten by hellhounds, tortured forever. This became a za'am, a religion, their opinion, that ordered them to kill for us, steal for us, slaughter animals to me, pray to me, steal others' land from me. I alone am God. Obey me, fear me, or I will condemn you. I gave 613 commandments, and those you break. You are my chosen. Offer others to me. Basically, sacrifice other people to me. He's basically showing one of the motivating factors behind why the Mukasu move how they move, because their overlords stay on their backs for more and more sacrifices. And if they don't provide it, they become the sacrifice. Have no other gods besides me, or I will destroy you all by fire. This is how it was in time. Their Koradu children wandered from the caves and hillsides like wild beasts, and both men and women, because of them, became stricken with diseases and leprosy that passed on to their children's children, and sores covered their bodies, leprous bodies. Their once dark hair became colorless as their overlords, and its texture transformed from woolly to thin and flank. Straight as the other beast in yellow, it became fur. Their skin is spotted, ruddy, red, and transparent, raw flesh which swells up and bursts. This is all found in Leviticus 13, 19, 24. You read the book of Leviticus, you'll read the description of these beings, what's really going on in their genes. You'll read the diets that they were given and forced to adhere to, because their overlords wanted to fill them with a specific type of fat so they can eat them and taste a specific type of flavor. It was as if flames consumed their bodies. Every one of them who had an issue of seed within them, and every one of their women who had a flow of blood, could not give birth. Their overlords ordered them to mix their seeds with the human gods, the Nagaru. This must be done every 300 years in order to breed new Karadu children, or they would die out. So they're under the orders of their overlords to mix in with our seeds every 300 years, or they're going to die out because of how weak their seed is, how damaged and diseased it is. Their children grow up without instruction and having no truth for the past, and know nothing about those that they worship as God, Dios, Allah, El, Elohim, El Shaddai, Adonai, Theos, Lord, and Ram, and many other names in many tongues, whom they call on in prayer. Their children's children turn to strange ways and beliefs. Each claim they are right, while all others are wrong. They became divided according to their tongues and formed Yasaru families, Kabalu tribes, and Za'amat world over religions. Most was the Tatat is the new word for religion. Za'am means opinions. Most come down to the most important rule or law of kill for your deity, be it called offerings or sacrifices or wars or judgments on others to execute. It all comes down to kill for your God. doctors, nurses, and cremators all work to kill for their overlords. From man, they call Abraham, Ibrahim, all the way down to a man that they call Ahmed, Muhammad, Mustafa, Muhammad Al-Amin. They all teach of the same beings of light, fire appearing to them, and to give instructions to slaughter, kill, war, sacrifice, offer blood of living creatures to them. Their children of old, the Canaanites, were lepers, flesh eaters, who worshipped the deity that they called Belial, Bilal, of the Baalim headed by Beelzebub. The Canaanites became many Kaba'al or Shuab tribes. They were flesh eaters. Canaan became cannibal or cannibalism. Their Canaan Baals. These are the Canaanites that followed the way of Baal, and they became cannibals because they were flesh eaters like their overlords. Another reason why the master said stop eating blood meat, he said because the blood meat activates the Mukasu genes in us from the force mixing. And the 6 ether forces, it releases the 6 ether forces, make it stronger inside of us. So I know y'all thinking he just didn't want y'all eating that oxtail. Oh, he don't want to eat this oxtail because he know I season it up better. No. Y'all, I know it's like, oh, he just trying to stop us from eating this beef. Listen, do what you do. Just think about this. Ain't no way in the world is that much beef on the planet. Ain't no way in the world is that much beef on the planet. It's enough beef so Mickey D's, all them franchises is selling burgers, right? All the supermarkets selling burgers and chopped meat, all of them. All the way down to the corner store selling burgers, to the 99-cent store, Dollar Tree got Salisbury steaks and burgers. Ain't that many cows in the world. Ain't that many. Ain't that. I would just keep it funky. Ain't that many cows in the world. So y'all be careful. This was the land from whence mankind came. And the seated in the garden of the garden knew to avoid the human beast. Knew this. Get away from them niggas. Their records were kept in Remus by the wise one, Jehutwi. The people of the very far east called the Mongoloid, the Mongalu, who came westward to learn from Asia, were the Asiatic black men. And the Javadu, the Dravidians of south far east came to learn and study the arts of Ganawa under Jehutwi, called many names such as Gaozu, Al-Qadir, Malachi, Melchizedek, the ancient of days, and Yanun, the benevolent snake man of the deep sea. So I got a lot of updates in the cut. I got an update I'm going to come up here and read after I finish this 30-day joint. It's an update breaking down on Ptah. It's an update about Gaozu, the green one. It's an update about, we got an update. I got some joints I'm putting out there. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to put it on my, what they call it? I'm about to say, y'all got to become members. Roll with me. Okay? Many came to, hold on. What they say? Are we chilling? Yeah, that's what happened with Astroworld. Wow. How many chickens it take for a 12-piece? It all depends, man. Where you going? Because, remember KFC, for years, they couldn't even mention the word chicken with the company. They had to break it down from Kentucky Fried Chicken, get rid of that part, and just call it KFC. For almost 20 years, they didn't use the word chicken. Because we assumed because before then they was KFC, we do chicken right, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Then they changed it and they just kept the KFC, and you didn't see Kentucky Fried Chicken or none of that stuff no more. Okay? We do chicken right was not a part of the commercial no more. Why? Because they wasn't dealing with real chickens. They were dealing with clone chickens. You got to go back. The United States gave these people permission to clone food. United States is a company. All they care about is the bottom line and the top dollar. So think about it like that. Stop thinking about, the country, the government wouldn't. The government you're talking about is a company. Every place you see the United States, replace it with McDonald's. Replace it with Wendy's. Replace it with Burger King. Replace it with Kennedy Fried on the corner. And then do the same sentence. Talk about the military, talk about the president, but also don't say president of the United States of America. Say president of Kennedy Fried of America. Say president of the United Confederation of Wendy's and Burger King of America. And then see how you feel allowing them to run your life. Okay? Many came to Taha Earth by the ways of the seasons and in the wisdom of the Najamat, the stars, having knowledge of the dragons of old, as recorded on their own parchments of the wars in the skies, the coming down to earth, the mixing of the seeds, and a great deluge, the study of the mystic cube within a cube. They all learned to cover their dead and how to prepare their dead in case the old ones return to recreate, restore, or resurrect their great ones. They also learned how to mummify and to preserve at least one cell to be cloned. And this is the real reason why mummifying bodies was to preserve the cells for later dates. This is why they started mummifying bodies in ancient Egypt, because they knew that the elders would come back, and the elders had the science of revitalization, resurrection, and that they can clone. All we need is one cell to be alive, and we can bring you back. So they knew that the bodies was preserved for cells for later dates when Paa Taraq returned to Ba'uth, resurrect their offspring. They come to study under Jeti and Pandabab Yanun, who are one and the same, 3 persons in one. Before this, all the dead were cremated in a sacred fire and covered with potter's clay, hardened so that the beasts of the field would not dig up their bodies and eat their jasad flesh. It was not the old custom to put the dead in boxes or in shallow graves to be taken and devoured. And some of the civilized Mukasu, Caucasoids, came from the Hanabu, the Greeks, and the Kaptaru, the Cretes, and the Phonaku, the Phoenicians, those who came to study with the great Jehutwi, the master teacher, who was the cunning and a master craftsman in stone and the art of levitation and cutting without the sound of a hammer, nor the sweat of the forehead, the brow. His students became wise as snakes, yet gentle as lambs. They of the Far East learned to carve fine images in wood and ivory and to weave from silkworm. Each took something back to their own to teach them. The Mukasu worshipped Atar, their own high deity, in a strange fire in a place of great silence. They paid homage to huge sea monster Leviathan, Dagon, a reptilian, and they called their old ones Titans and Olympians, and pretended that they were Paa Taraq of their own image, so they can claim to be gods themselves. This angered Nasat, Ba Ibis Best, their overseer. They took learning and changed it over. They believed it's good to stir, plunder lands, rape, rob, kill, and claim. They live by a simple rule: consume, control, lie, cheat, steal, kill, rape, and claim, headed up by those that they call Odin and Thor. See how they play with our psychology? This is them giving odes and calling on their true ancestors and the deities that they worship when they show us as a part of the Marvel Universe, Thor and Odin and Loki. These are truly their deities. Yabaka Reye Masus Remus Ramses. When a Caucasoid female had a child by a Negroid male, it was called the Son of God. When a Nagaru female had a child by a Kakasu, he was called the Son of Man. I ain't say it. Many giants were born, some up to 9 feet tall. Sons of the devil were when 2 Mukasu Caucasoids gave birth. And star children are when 2 Nagaru gave birth to a Karai child. Over the last or fourth world of 6,000 years, there have been much intermixing of the divine seed with the cursed seed. In Remus, there was a great city, Anu, city of the children of the sun, Nagaru, Negroids. This city was also the landing site for those from above. It had roads and waterways and open fields that were bounded with stone walls of stone and channels. A site on the northeastern edge of Afafreika, site of Imhotep, who lived on and on. It was also called Iunu, abode of the children of Anu, or Ptahites. It was also called On, the site of learning, site of Paa Sabatu, the Enneads. It was connected to the river by a canal and comprised many advanced complex for secret rites. The center of the main temple was dedicated to Atum Rei, being the creator of Paa Sabatu, the Enneads, that are the golden children. Do you listen to the Enneads? We did it for the chant. Tafaf Natat, Shawal, Natat, Gabab, Arashtat, Asar, Nababtat Hatat, Satak, and then the new ninth being Harar or Har. They became part of Anu's triad, those being Amun and Asar and Har. There was found Kabir Hamim Marar, the great black pyramid, flat-topped mountain of Panitaru. The city Anu had walls of stone and was decorated with stones of red and black and white and with gold, shells and feathers, lamps of lights, crafts that could fly. There were heavy green stones in the land and stones patterned in black and brown. Giant stones moved miles by liquid metal, white quicksilver mercury. They're just discovering that right now, rediscovering that. And the arts of anti-gravitation as a force of attraction of one body of another, and resulted in levity to levitate the great stones. Not too much. The workings of magnesium, the workings of magnetism, such magnificent workings from above. There were stones of Torah, which mortals cut for talismans and ornaments, stones which became molten liquid for cunning works. Such was the workings in Anu, with Pa Nabatin Koradu, the golden children, linked to the southwest at Naptaplaya. These were the workings of your ancient ancestors. They built walls of black glass and bound them with glass by secret fire, a gift from Panataru. They used strange secret fire from the netherworld, which was only slightly separated from them, and Kabad or Hobad crafts from the Papatat the skies, and from beneath the seas descended and rose in your midst, pointing out from above on earth at 32 degrees latitude and 33 degrees longitude as markings around the globe. And the power of silent sound was used, acoustic levitation, and still movement, cube within a cube, and gave to mortals eye reflectors of glass stones, which cured disease and sickness, even the curse of Barasi, leprosy, in mankind. They purified Mayai, water, and the air. They used a liquid metal and stone, and chased out of men evil spirits in flowing fire. All of this in the land of Afafreika, Africa, until it became a land in which dwelled 3 peoples: the indigenous race of the Nagaru, Pawa Salau, the first race, Pamagalu Salau, who was the second race, the Mongoloids, and then Pakakasu Salau, the Caucasoids. From these three races of people came all others of this planet. Yet those who came from Remus and Pithom were becoming fewer in number. It was the people of Command, Hermopolis, who built the Great Guardian, whichever watchers looking toward the awakening race of Afafra Ka'a. In the place of Paa Taraq, the day that he does not come forth, his voice will be heard. In olden times, when mortals lived in the ground there came the great one whose name is known by few, Jehutwi, Yanun, a name. He has no mother and father, has no beginning of days, nor end of days. It is worn by a chosen being. The creator of Pasabatu has changed with the tongues. Son of Kafafre, father of the name Kamat, Kimet, Cam, Ham, who was the father of Hashta, Kish, Kash, and Cush, a son of the sun. Nasat, ruler of the guardian of mysteries. Nabab, master of the guardian of mysteries. Nabab, master of the rights. Protector of the gatekeepers. XYX, YXY chromosomes. The guardians of the ways to the stars. Pamuknashtatu. Pamuknashu. These are the hermaphrodites and the hermaphrodites, the guardians to the ways to the skies, the stars, whose bodies at birth vibrate on twice the resonant frequency, to vibrate with themselves twice and raise their body frequency and reach out to Atun Reye and above. Such was Amun Hatep Paraban, known to most as Akak and Atun. Akhenaten, he was hermaphrodite. Remember I was saying that to the brother on the joint? He was like, you don't know how you talk about Sheba and Akhenaten. That is not true. Did you see their phallus and their private parts? That's what the Greek raised brother said. Whose bodies vibrate. I'm gonna hold this because this is heavy for that. I'm gonna read some of that gatekeeper science to y'all. I said 2 tears in the bucket, take it to the stage. To vibrate with themselves twice and raise their body frequency and reach out to Atun Reye and above, such as Amun Hatap Raban, known by most as Akaka and Atun, Muknash, a hermaphrodite, and his chosen consort. So Akhenaten, Anak and Atun, was a hermaphrodite, and his chosen consort was Nefar, and Atun, who most called Nefertiti or Nefertiti, and she was a mixed Habaru seed, yet she was a Muknash Tatu. She was a hermaphrodite. And they together vibrated on a very high frequency and relocated to Akat Atun. Also called Tel El Amarna, on the east bank of the Nile, in the middle of the land, to build the gateway. I got chills. The site was to be the vortex to Atun, Aton. The golden child was born of Akak and Atun and his true wife, Kia. So Akhenaten, his wife was Kia. So Nefertiti was his consort or an additional wife. Twelali Tweet. That's what I was teaching about the science way back. Twelali Tweet. Twelali tweet, baby. Y'all know the hood games? I ain't mess with y'all. This was Pa Messiah Karas, the Messiah Christ, named Jehutwi Anak Amun, or Tut Unk Amun, who we know as King Tut. This name is by his mother's own choice. Tut Unk Amun, or Tehuti, Jehutwi Anak Amun, Tehuti Anak Amun's hermaphrodite father, Anak and Atun, or Akhenaten, disagreed with the worship of Amun Reye, for Atun Reye. So, to the anger of the priest of Amun, you know them niggas was tight. So, Agak and Atun changed his son's name from Tut Anak Amun to Tut Anak Atun. His throne name was, check out his throne name. I'm giving you you see how everything is spread? See, it's not just King Tut, Tutank Atun. No. We going all the way in on it. Tut Anak Amun and to Tut Anak Atun. His throne name, see, these are big names. You got different types of names. I'm going to read it from the Sacred Record of Atun Ray Part 2. Baba breaks down all the different names and classifications. His throne name was Nabab Kafafreye Imreye, or Neb Kapirura. As you see in this throne name, Master of Kafafreye, or of Re, the key to the gateway. The middle pyramid, first is Khufu, second in middle is Kafafreye, and the third is Minkare. So we got to read the gateway at one point, the actual fact called the gateway. The gateway links to the middle star of Sa'ahat, Orion's belt. The golden child would stand in the center with the Muknash Tatwi, the two hermaphrodites, and the Muknash Twi, the two hemorphodites, and that is 4. Each have the Sakam power of inner resonant frequency. 2 times 4 equals 8, or the cube within the cube. How many times he been saying this? The cube within the cube. He's been saying, he's been hitting and keeping in our psyche, so that when he got to this point and he broke it all down, we'll be familiar. So the 2 hermaphrodites, 2 hemorphodites or hermaphrodites, the golden child, and that is 4. Each of them having the power of inner resonant frequency, because they're double. So it's 2 times 4 equaling 8, or the cube within the cube, power to open the Bawab Dawam, the vortex, and even transfer matter and cells. This was prevented by those who did not know the hidden wisdom of neuter beings, without whom you cannot open or find the gateway. This is why they turned us against the so-called homosexual societies, and this is why they turned us against, like, the religions emphasize, no matter how much people talk about, yo, I'm not into religion, they hold on to the idea of Sodom and Gomorrah. Fake stories. Sodom means burning. Don't ain't got nothing to do with no goddamn sex. It means burning. But we hold on to that. Even in the conscious community, especially our pro-black brothers, they hold on to, yo, you never find anything about homosexuals inside African story. That's a damn lie, nigga. Stop it. And I simply said it when I was on Sinetta TV and King Simon was challenging the concept. I said, listen, man, you can't say that you're the original, that you're the origin of all things, that you existed on this in this space and time before space and time was created or even calculated, and then say somebody else introduced a new concept that you didn't come up with. It doesn't make any sense. We have the negative and positive confessions, right? We got the negative confession, 42 negative confessions in ancient Egypt, right? Why? Because niggas was doing stuff that they didn't agree with. Yeah, nigga. You got tribes that's not, those religious concepts came and they were new to us. Nature, and this is why my position is with nature. Nature says that there's a hot, a cold, and a warm. Nature says that. Nature always has a neuter or neutron or proton, neutron, electron. You see that? Positive, negative, neutral. Nature does that. So don't tell me we from nature and any animals within the animal kingdom. You're going to see it also. We natural nature. We deal with natural nature. So they went on a campaign to put that in our minds, to put us, brothers, men, against. Now, I'm not saying I don't recognize the concentrated promotion and social engineering of specific organizations and political that have an agenda to destroy and control our reproduction, because they not birthing nobody. I see that. That ain't got nothing to do with our sciences and how the master's literally sure. He says, you cannot get out of here without the neuter beings to open the stargates. How do you get them when you sitting there on some homophobic stuff and don't even talk to none of the sunflower charms? You don't talk to none of the sunflower people who hijacked the rainbow. You know, Rainbow Bright, the Care Bears, the Rainbow Coalition Fund. Jesse Jackson can't even use it no more because they own the rainbow now. Matter of fact, during their time when they was celebrating the rainbow movement, Skittles was putting out plain white packs of Skittles. They didn't even have no rainbows on the Skittles. I am not lying to you, beloved, but those people, the European, and how they move, they always got a different agenda. They rope our people there because we want to be a part of everything but our own stuff. So we jump, yeah, nigga, I'm this, I'm that. No, you not just that. You a nigga that's in that. Remember that, okay? Don't just, I'm this. No, nigga, you's a nigga and you in that. That's how that go down. But the neuter beings, we cannot access the gateway without the neuter beings. That's it. So, y'all niggas want to hold on to that shit? No problem. Y'all going to spend the time here. We not going to get out of here without the hermaphrodites and hermaphrodites. We're not going to get out of here without them. And brothers and sisters that, you know, you vibrating on that magical level, you know, the magical level, the XYXs and the YXYs and all that. Stop being afraid. Come out. Be who you is, man. You're going to get ridiculed by some of the people, but guess what? Those are people that's not dealing with the doctrine. They don't have, and it exposes them. And that's cool. So now we know who these niggas is. Because this is a mission. We on a mission. We dead serious on a mission. So F them niggas. Come on out, nigga. Come on out. Yeah, you know. I mean, yeah, you know, that fly, flamboyant stuff, you know, that's what y'all do, nigga. That's what you do. I'm cool with it. Don't give a damn. Yeah, I did 10 years in prison. These niggas is crazy in there. I've seen it. I did a whole interview with a brother I talked about this. I was like, nigga, well, what make you, nigga, because you cool. Nigga, well, what make you stop messing with the jizumps? That's like, in the prison, that's what they call it. The jizumps. Why you messing with the jizump, beloved? You know? I'm sorry, I digress. We need the hermaphrodites because all hermaphrodites and hermaphrodites are not homosexual. That's another thing. I did a breakdown briefly before, but I will say this. Hermaphrodites and hermaphrodites are usually, they usually are is when a male body is a male in all the physicology of a male, right? But he has the nefas or spirit of a female, or the physical of a female and has the spirit or nefas of a male. And even it's so serious in our culture that the master even says in one of the 33 commandments that a hermaphrodite, or he literally says that a woman cannot be with a woman if both of them have female spirits. And a man can't be with a man if both of them have male spirits. One of the couple has to have a feminine and the other one has to have a masculine spirit. That's literally in our commandments. That's how serious he is about it. Yo, it's real, bro. So it's not just about your same sex. No, it's about them. And some of them are not in their minds, their psychology. They are different than what their body. They're double. They're double. I'm gonna read it right here. Being that we on that. In the 33 Commandments, page 32. I do not avoid karatat, phobias and fears. There are many mushkasu persons who are physically born with male genitalia or external sex organ at set organs, yet have a female ka'a spirit. It should be nefas because the ka'a and the nefas are two different spirits. You got spirit, soul, soul. You got ka'ah and nefas, and you have ruh and ba'ah. Come on now. Now let me call the office. Anyway, you have a female spirit residing inside of their body. Katat. There are many persons who are physically born with the female genitalia or external sex organs, yet with the male ka'ah spirit, should be nefas, residing inside of that katat body. Do not be phobic about what you do not understand. Check it. The word he used is, it looks like allosome or awesome, the ALLOSOME, DNA. Allosome, DNA, they are guardians. So he's saying that that's the reason why it happens, because they allow some allosome or allosome DNA. He said they are mufaj'u, guardians of the gateways. There exists also lustful pleasure-seeking men who pretend to be guardians, and there also exist lustful pleasure-seeking women who both pretenders to do this for sexual gratification only. It's not your place to judge what they do to their physical persons. There are some persons who are mentally unbalanced and are unable to decide who and what they are to be. There are some who play along just to be accepted and welcomed by others, a need to be loved. Phobias breed fear, fear breeds violence on others unlike yourself. I stay out of others' bedrooms and who and what bed partners one chooses. Sexual intercourse between one male and one female used to be the only way to procreate. That is not the truth today. Have nothing to do, pleasures have nothing to do with procreation. Love has nothing to do with procreation. This, unfortunately, is the truth. That wasn't the whole joint that I wanted. Where's the other one at? Anybody know what the other one at? What page is on? It might be right before that. Let me see. Yeah, I just had to go into that real fast because he literally said that, like, you can't move. Hold on. Elementals. I think it's early in the book. He gave a shout out to the white people in the beginning too. All right, check it. Here you go right here. This is the other part that I was looking for. That was cool, but here you go the other one. It's on page 2. It opens up with this. It says, page 2, it starts on part 4, but I'm going to read the whole thing. It says, I cannot marry my parents. I cannot marry my siblings. I cannot marry my children. I, as a male Muswal, Muswal. That's why y'all started saying Muswal instead of Zamal. Muswal it doesn't replace Zamal. Zamal means brother. Muswal just means man. Yeah, Muswal. Yeah, man. Well, no, why not brother instead of man? But anyway, I, as a Muswal, male, people, man, physically and spiritually, cannot marry a man who is a man physically and spiritually. See, this was the point I was making. And he says, I, as Muswaltat, female, people, woman, physically and spiritually, cannot marry a woman who is a woman physically and spiritually. And then he goes into, I, as a mukmana, human, cannot have any kind of soul sexual activity of animals or beasts. And I, as a male, can marry more than one spouse. And so you go to all the other rest of that stuff. It's on the second, this is in the 33 commandments. So we need the hermaphrodites and hermaphrodites in order to get on out of here. Let me see. Oh, wow. Absolutely. That's how we was able to travel. Guardians of what? That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh, look, Pablino like, what, nigga? What are you talking about, fam? Yeah. We listen. This is part of the 720 degrees, God. Got it. You know, the things that they kept sacred from us. You know, they kept us. That's how they keep us trapped. Need them for what exactly? You didn't hear me read it? You missed that part when I read it? Because they double, because they vibrate on both frequencies and resonance of both male and female, they're heightened in their vibration and they're able to see colors differently, hear sounds differently, and they're able to activate and locate where the stargates exist. Yeah. That's what's happening. We need them for literally activating the stargates. For literally because the ceremony, it takes the tones, the right tones from the right beings. So you have, it's literally, we have a chart where it shows two hermaphrodites, two hemorphodites, two brothers and sisters that are heterosexual, right? Or just straight males and females. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. And then you have in the center, you have the golden child who has the mafkuzet flowing, the ancient blood flowing through their veins. And collectively, they access the Stargate and open the door. And so we begin. We go through the transformation process. There's actually we literally have a book on it too. So yes, I'm glad I could introduce you to the concept. And there's more information. I actually have I have some videos and stuff dealing with that. Absolutely, because it's all about vibrating. Even when you be seeing people like David Blaine and them dudes, they be doing their little levitating and all that. Their whole system be messed up, making them sick, speeding up the vibration of their organs and all that, just forcing it like that for entertainment. Nah, we don't do that. We ain't playing them games. Let me try to get through the rest of this. But yeah, I appreciate the interaction. It was aligned in this day and time after 6,000 year rule. Like 9/9/2009, yet you were not prepared. And the incarnated one was in the hands of the Dawu, of the devil, the evil, and who would act as the golden child, or golden one for you by your emotions of your own. That's another thing to keep in mind. Remember, we were talking about Akhenaten or Akhenaten with King Tut and Nefertiti. They were golden. King Tut was a golden child, and both Nefertiti and Anak or Anak-Enatum or Akhenaten were hermaphrodites, and they were looking to set off and do to open up the vortex to let in the elders from point A to point Z. And that's what Hatshepsut was doing also, but she was successful. And I'll read the Tahuli papyrus one day to show how she was successful in that ritual where Akhenaten was not. Judgments and disputes are advocates of the dead specter 6 ether forces. False interpreter of Paa Taraq, misleaders, liars, and deceivers. Even those under the Taha earth spoke of it. The Daru, Ataru, or the Dawani. We heard that Dawani since Shambhala and Agata. The great father Ptah of fishers from the west, from beyond Abtu Abydos, came to you. The great Jehutwi. The great Jehutwi came to you, man. Sabaeans, Mispatu, Nuwapians, when you hear or read of the existence of transparent, white-skinned, fur-headed humanoids on this planet before 6,000 years ago, that is Kakasu of the cursed seed. Excuse me. When you hear of these white-skinned, fur-headed humanoids on this planet before 6,000 years ago, that is not the Kakasu or Caucasoids of the cursed seed of the Caanites. Those are Muziyad Mutadalu, extraterrestrials who come from other star systems, who set up in Turkey and Greece and Lebanon and built cities. Once they finished their works here, these sites sank or were buried under the desert sands or vacated their settlements and departed. Some return from time to time to investigate their handiworks. Many clone from their own DNA a breed of human and beast. Many crossbred and produced other species. Some to take back with them, and some for food. Anybody rolling that dice? And some escaped and wandered to other parts of the earth. I could dig it. Many were destroyed by weather change or meteorite shower or comets that strike this planet. And some mixed in with the cursed seed of the Caucasoids in an attempt to cure their battersy, their leprosy. Even crossbreeding with canines and simians and other creatures, resulting in strange creatures like the chimeras and the satyrs, the minotaurs and the centaurs. And much deformities in half-human forms like griffins and murganu, the mermaids and mermens. They would hunt and kill all they could find. Not all of these creatures were removed in Rome. Still, not all of these creatures were removed, and some roam and still these days out of sight. Pamublanu, the so-called white man, descendants of the crossbreeding, are deformed. Even at birth, two persons joined, born with no eyes, some with bodies covered with canine fur. Some tall as giants, some with tails, some with scales, some with no skin color, some with minds of the killer beast, some with no mind at all. Much breeding, cloning, crossbreeding was done on this planet in the past 4 worlds of 24,000 years on this planet. Yet the Caucasoid race of Canaanites was created in 4004 BCE. That's his birth. Later grafted with the Kamau, the Pleiadians, their overlords they call Lord, with the plan to rule his planet and kill all other sub-races and the pure race. That was their plan. Yet their time of 6,000 years ended in 2000, and they failed their overlords, Pakurabu, the cherubims, and had their rapture. What was that? That was when 144,000 were taken to become food. That was from Nome, Alaska. Go look at the fourth kind. And 300,000 each day of other races until that great day comes of the destroyers to return. Y'all are in that day now. With the Kobads are here. The crafts of the destroyers have returned. And 300,000 people a day that was promised to these people overseers for them reneging on the contract. The great right eye of Re will look from behind the 9 ball, your sun, 9 in line from Neptune, the first planet from outside in, being Pluto does not take part in the solar system or its system of movement is a renegade on its own coast. The alignment after 26,000 years, 2,000 years before the first world, the shift of the axis when the crust shifted. That time is upon the earth again and is the reason for the sinkholes. You hear that? He's saying that the earth crust is shifting again. 2012, go look at that movie 2012. This is the recordings of Zahutwi, 3 in 1 persons who taught you the secret of writing, ontologies, numbers, and supreme mathematics, measurements of the moment, second, minute, hour, week, month, and year, time. Teacher of all the world's wise, who read the meaning of clouds and stars and the writing of movement of the Paa Taraq, the heavens, who taught the preservation of the Khatat body, that your Ba'a soul might commune with the living and your Ka'a spirit with the beast, and that they might be linked to your Akak, etheric being, and the gateway from the earth to return to the heavens, who taught that breath is life, who taught the words upon the Tharu, who spoke to the Abab at hearts of the Garo Negroids and hid things from the hearts of the Caucasoids, giving the way, the truth and the life for those who seek overstanding of self and kind and others, who spoke to Pahanatu, the priest of Amun Reye, and for Nababu, priest of Atun Reye, speaking and teaching in many schools, the scribe of many works, differently according to their wishes, who taught that beyond the visible world is the invisible yet real existence, and beyond the smallest atom, hydrogen, or even smaller ethers, and beyond the planet are many others with intelligent life. And beyond this universe, there are a Katir Makwam at multiverse, and that all things are linked together in one Makwam, omniverse, the all in all, Pa Paut, Pa Sakat, the silent, listen, who taught the tones of the stars linked to the voice of each of you in unison, which until now has been lost, and the original language of Pa Nataru, Pa Muspatu, Mispatia, also called Nwabik and Sabaic, and different dialects of Yamasic and Muskogic, and the way of their living Wu Sabat given to you, and the sounds of the waters and the sounds of the winds, the sounds of the soil and the sounds of life and living, the sounds of death and the deaf, who incarnated from time to time, known by many titles by different people at different times, who gives what you ask until I can give what I incarnate to give, who taught mortals to grow corn and spin flax, to make bricks and fashion stone after a cunning, secret manner, who taught mortals the rituals of inside purification, to speak with one voice and not the 30 or more, to connect with your ancestors needed, who taught mortals the nature and the right knowledge of Pa Nataru, who veiled the great secrets in the 9th chapter, the actual facts, which you can remember, and in signs and symbols, which would not be lost to your children's children. You just gave us a hint. I gotta highlight that. Gotta go look for that. Bang, 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 bang. Who brought to you the sacred right eye of Re, and watched the left eye of Ha Re Ha Akati from your distant land, Ptah Maye Reye Tamaray, and the Black Pyramid and its rituals and rites, and the scarab stone to link you to the rising sun, Atum Reye, and my own color, blue for lapis lazuli, a sign of Kafafreye, the middle star of the Sahat Hazam, the Orion's belt, pushing the dust of the earth as the dung toward pushing the dung of the earth as the dust of the earth as the dung toward that sun, the beginning of a new day. The scarabaeus, the sasser, the stone of light form the blue waters. These are the records of the sacred secrets at the end times, recorded after the old records on Safafat, hieroglyphics, and Lawahat on the tablets, as they were and will be before your very eyes. And this Paa Taraq for your salvation. This is your record to be kept by you. Each of you stand alone on that day. Eat this record up. Taste its meaning, bitter as it is. Anun, Atum, Atun, Amun. It is leave you with the picture of His Excellency, the incarnated one, Panda Babiano. No, it's okay. The glow is real. Well, first of all, yeah, we all have X and Y chromosomes, beloved, but we don't have X and Y chromosomes in the same order. You have XY chromosomes, you have XX chromosomes, you have XYX chromosomes, you have YXY chromosomes. Yeah. We don't just, it's not just, and I hear, we don't do the should, we do what it is. And the fact is, men don't even seem the same colors as women. They vibrate on a different vibration due to research. So the idea of a being that is an XYX chromosome or that have both duality, then it makes sense that they vibrate and are able to see more higher vibrational colors, listen to hear sounds on a different level and everything else. Because we all like how many different shades do men eyes take in of red? Think about, go look up how many different shades of red men can see versus how many different shades of red women can see, and then build and research from there, and you'll get it. Or you don't. It's okay. You won't be able to say that you ain't know. It's okay. So that was a long read. We're going to do a build on it. We're going to build on it tomorrow because I'm out of here. I appreciate y'all for rolling through. That was a lot. I really loved it. That was our 26th Paa Taraq. And proud of y'all. We rolling. So you already know which one I'm reading on the 30th. That's what I keep saying. I'm gassing myself to do it. That's all that is. And tomorrow I'm going to be a little earlier because like I said, I was supposed to be doing some overnight stuff. So I'll be here a little earlier, get that Paa Taraq out of the way. But I appreciate y'all. You already know, Gabat Wa Shook, peace and divine unconditional love. Just remember, whether you trying to raise out of here yourself because you figure you got it, or whether you're going to be with the tribe when we go through the rituals to get on out of here, just remember, we have a date with destiny. It's our time. If not now, then when? If not this, then what? And if not us, then who? Your brother, man. Spread the love. Spread love. Da-da. Remember everybody use that drum beat? Spread love. Da-da. Yo, y'all be safe, man. I shook Muisa. Peace and blessings. You know what I mean? Wadu Muisa. Assalamu alaikum with magic. If not, you know what I'm saying? If not now, then when? If not this, then what? If not us, then who? We are the saviors. We are the cure. We are the messiahs. You got to look. I see a lot of brothers and sisters having these like debates of who's the messiahs and who's the saviors. Nigga, we are. You looking for the isolated. Don't come from the religious stuff. That ain't our stuff. Nigga, we here. You know what I'm saying? We are. So appreciate y'all. Y'all be safe out there. I shook. What I do, family.